When you pick up a bag of carrots from the grocery store, you're probably thinking, oh, I can make soap. And that's what we're going to do in this video. In today's recipe, we're going to make a carrot, goat's milk, ginger, and turmeric hot process soap. As always, if you'd like to download and print out this recipe for yourself, then you can find it over at thermalmermaid.com. And if you'd like us to continue making these creations for you, then please like and subscribe so we know you're out there. Now let's get started. First, we'll put our lye solution together, and of course, I'm wearing my safety glasses, gloves, and a mask. Now we're dissolving our lye crystals in half as much water as we normally would, because we're going to be adding carrot juice to our water concentration. The first thing we'll do is split the carrot juice in half. We're going to put about 3 ounces in a separate container because we'll need to turn our goat's milk into a nice creamy texture so that we can add it in later on. We'll put 3 large scoops of goat's milk. Don't worry about the proportions that you see on the directions on the can of goat's milk powder, because all we need to do is we need to get this into a creamy texture so we can transfer it over into our recipe. We're not actually trying to make something that you would want to drink, so we don't need to worry about the directions on the back of the box of the goat's milk. We'll blend this up till it's nice and smooth, and then we'll set both of these aside. Now's a good time to add the powdered ginger to the mixture. We'll blend this in smoothly, and you could also add the turmeric in right now if you wanted to. I'm going to hold the turmeric off to the very end. It's known for being a very bright colorant, and I can actually use that for color control toward the end of my recipe, depending on what kind of a result that I want to get in the color of my finished product. Now we'll add the oil combination into the crock pot. The bonus here is we don't have to fuss with pre-melting our hard oils because they're going to be cooked up anyway. You can just add it all in together. Next, we'll get 2 large, brightly colored fresh carrots, chop them up, peel them, and throw them in the blender. Now we're going to put this on high until they are pulverized into the smallest pieces you can get. You could, if you want to, exchange 2 fresh carrots for baby puree, carrot baby food, and in that case you'll get sort of a sloppy puree with your carrots. And in our case here, as you can see, we're going to be getting a nice dry chop. Now, we're going to be putting these into the crock pot to cook them, so they'll end up dissolving and softening up through the cooking process. I wouldn't maybe necessarily use this for a cold process method. I probably would use the orange puree baby food version. But right now you can see that we've got quite amount of carrot. We won't be needing to use all of this in our recipe. These bright chopped carrots right here is what's going to really make the color pop in our bar of soap. While the oils are still melting, we're going to add the carrot juice that we separated earlier into our oil mixture. Now this is not the half that has the goat's milk in it. We're saving that till the end, but this is just the plain carrot juice. We want to make sure our oils fully melt, and we can mix the carrot juice in as we go along. Vitamin A is one of those vitamins that are fat soluble, so your juice is actually dissolving into your oils as the heating process is moving along before we've added the lye. Once you're satisfied that everything's completely mixed together, then gently add your lye into your soap batter. Make sure that the lye has settled so that the oils and the lye are within 20 degrees of temperature from each other. Now let's put the cover on this and give it about 30 minutes to cook through the first stage of hot process soap. Now we've come back at about the second stage of hot process soap, and we're going to give it a good mix. This is what lots of people call the applesauce stage, and we got to make sure that anything that's on the edges are folded in and not too dry, and you'll hear a crackling sound as you're mixing out all the air. During this second stage, we're going to add the carrot. About a half a cup should do. And we're going to allow this to cook down into the third stage of our soap making. Remember, we really want this to break down. And you'll notice that our lightly colored orange batter is now going to start to change a little bit darker. We're going to bring that color out with that carrot additive that we've just put in. Let's come back to our goat's milk and ginger mixture now. Since we're adding this at the end, we can add all of our additives together in this one mixture. I'm using fresh linen fragrance oil, and we'll be putting that directly into this mixture along with about a teaspoon of turmeric. We really did get a nice popping bright color with the carrots in this particular recipe, so we don't need to go overboard with the turmeric. Also, turmeric has a tendency to stain your skin, so typically in your bath recipes, although turmeric is a terrific nutrient and people love to put it in for holistic and Ayurvedic medicine, you really do want to be careful that you're not going to put so much in that you're going to have yellow stains on your body. So a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon is perfectly fine for this recipe. Now we've come back to our soap batter, and you can see here that we've reached the third stage of hot process soap making. The texture is kind of glassy, a little translucent, and looks very much like Vaseline. We'll mix this in. Now I've already removed the heat from this mixture. It's probably been off the heat now for about 25 minutes, and the temperature has dropped below 160 degrees. The reason why we've done this is because we're going to be adding our goat's milk and carrot juice mixture in at the very end, and we're going to take a long time to incorporate this and mix this very well. We don't want the temperature to be too hot while we're adding in our goat's milk or our fragrance oil. If the fragrance oil is added over 200 degrees, it tends to evaporate and burn off, and then you won't be left with any fragrance in your end product. And if your temperature is too hot for the goat's milk, that also can burn. And although it may not look burned, you can smell a sort of a dairy scorched smell that will be added into the end product, which we also don't want. So here we make sure that we have a nice low 160, 150 degrees, and then we spend a good solid few minutes really blending all the last of our ingredients into the end product. And here we're almost done. We'll now take a few minutes to transfer the last of the soap batter into our mold. This is a 3-pound mold, and we can expect that we're going to divide this up into 11 bars when we're finished. So each bar will be about 5.5 to 6 ounces a piece. It's pretty large for a bar soap. Once this has been set aside for 24 hours, it should be hard enough and ready to cut. As you can see here, we still have our nice bright orange popping color. And this soap, since it's been cooked down, is all ready to use as soon as you feel like it's dry enough. So unlike cold process soap, when we cook our soap in the crock pot, we don't have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for it to cure. As soon as you want to, you can wrap this soap and bring it off to the market. Hope you guys enjoyed the final product. Here is our carrot and goat's milk soap. Please subscribe, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video.